See, Michael Jackson had the power to inspire a whole generation of people. What he did was so unique and eye-catching anywhere in the world. I'm telling you, in the remotest part of India, in some village where there is nothing, they know Michael Jackson. I mean, that's a level of inspiration. He brought in a whole lot of youth dancing like him in India. So that was a powerful possibility, but I'm sorry if I say something that hurts anybody, but I feel his life could have been, he could have made this into really transforming the world in some way. But unfortunately, there is genius, but there is no balance.
Hi, yo, welcome. And today, you know, following up from Tyler the Creator reaction, I'm going to be reacting to Michael Jackson. I got 7 songs, some honorable mentions. Obviously, people have their favorites, but these are the ones I've chosen. So I'm going to be doing Thriller, then Billie Jean, then The Man in the Mirror, Smooth Criminal, They Don't Care About Us, You Rock My World. All right? That's, if you don't like it, it's your choice. I won't tell you what to like, but let's get into it. So, I mean, firstly, honorable mentions, obviously. I wanted to do some songs which are related to the discussion I had done, the monologue I had done on Michael Jackson and sexuality, if you want to check that out. But I didn't want to repeat the same things. Obviously, it would have reinforced my point. But I've decided to just do the songs which I felt were cultural, had the strongest cultural impacts. You might have a difference in opinion. There are some songs which I felt like, yeah, they would have been pretty strong, like Scream. Scream was very significant because it was one of the most expensive songs, videos ever recorded, and it also addressed the charges that were against him. This is what I went with. All right, Thriller. So starts off with a message, personal convictions, occult. Anyway, so personal convictions is not because of belief. So he doesn't want to endorse a belief in the occult. Yeah, not too sure, but let's have a look. Yeah, already looking very bloody. Shit. The sounds effects in Michael Jackson's music is always pretty wild. Yeah, if you have ever watched the documentary, I haven't watched it. A friend told me about how they record the sounds. It's quite something. Hey.
Honestly, we're out of gas. So, what are we gonna do now?
Yeah, walking, I guess.
I'm sorry I didn't believe you. Can I ask you something? What? You know I like you, don't you? Yes. And I hope you like me the way I like you.
Shit.
Yes. I was wondering if you would be my girl. Oh, Michael. It's beautiful.
Shit.
Now it's official. I have something I want to tell you. Yes, Michael. I'm not like other guys. Of course not. That's why I love you. No, I mean I'm different. What are you talking about?
Yeah, when we talk about cultural impact, the conditioning is crazy. Yes, people who watch this and who watch other things and think that this is how relationships should be. You know, yeah. Well, if you watch my previous video, Tyler the Creator, Full Moon, get it? Yeah, Wolf.
Are you alright?
Yeah, it's wild what people feel like is scary. Horror films, mostly very predictable, a little bit of, imagination. Fear is mostly imagination. What's going to happen? You know, I've had done a video about this, so yeah, the visual effects are pretty wild, man. I don't know what kind of effects they did back then, but it looks wild to me, considering the time. So I have arranged this in time, like periodic order. So going from the earliest to the latest. So Thriller, obviously 1982, Billie Jean, also 1982. And even watching Star Wars, also, I used to be amazed at the, you know, effects, visual effects. Yeah, this kind of felt like the start of horrorcore music. I'm not too sure if somebody else did this before that, but yeah. If you look at somebody like Tyler the Creator or Brother Lynch Hang, you know, yeah, I'm Wolf. Oh yeah, god damn, this is like a movie by itself, man. Yeah. And people have different ways of suppressing fear. Like if you look at the people in the video there, there's some people who kind of laugh when something funny comes. Some people let it out, but there's a lot of suppression. People suppress their fear, where they try and laugh so that they don't show their fear. Different ways, but conditioning.
Sheriff, he's over here. God, look at that thing. Look out!
Can we get out of here?
And even the idea that the gal will like you if you take her to a scary movie, you know.
No, I'm enjoying this.
Blood that hasn't been seen on this planet.
Well, I can't watch. Excuse me.
Scrawled in blood. What's it say? See you next Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's only a movie.
It's
not funny. You were scared, weren't you? I wasn't that scared. Yeah, you were scared.
Never gonna admit. That walk is like so choreographed. But yeah, it's obviously very engaging.
It's close to midnight.
You know, they're shaking their head while you're walking. Yeah.
Evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try.
I won't be surprised if he inspired a lot of fashion walks, or if he was inspired by fashion walking, fashion catwalks. Yeah.
To scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it.
Yeah.
You start to freeze, and so it looks you right between the eyes.
Yeah.
You're paralyzed.
His lyrics were very simple. And some of it was like doesn't really make sense, but it's catchy. Somebody looks between your eyes. It's very nice. Yeah. All right.
You hear the door slam. You realize there's nowhere left to run.
Yeah.
You feel the cold hand and wonder if you ever see the sun. You close your eyes and hope that this is just imagination. Girl, but all the while you hear a creature creeping up behind. You're out of time.
You close your eyes. You hope this is just imagination. Hope is fear. Closing your eyes is also very redundant. Like if there's something happening, it's better if you're aware of your possibilities, of your options. Then you can respond. Because the only thing that matters is what you do. Whether you're afraid or not, it's not going to change what's going to happen. People always feel like fear is natural. It's a mechanism for the mind to protect you, but it's in your mind. Emotions are like very mental, you know. So what matters is that if you're aware, fear is not really there. You do the best you can do, and the best you can do is if your mind is clear, if you can see clearly. Adrenaline sometimes helps, fear comes, adrenaline comes, you know. But adrenaline also, what it does is just bringing more intensity to your attention, your awareness. You become more aware. Then it's much clearer what you need to do.
They're out to get you. There's demons closing in on every side. They will possess you unless you change that number on your dial.
They possess you unless you change the number of that dial. How's it gonna help, man? Yeah.
All through the night, I'll save you from the terror on the screen. I'll make you see.
Okay. I get it now. It's on the screen. Alright. Scary movie. So is it a movie or is it real? Alright. Feels like a movie inside a movie.
Darkness falls
inside a
across
movie.
the land. The midnight hour is close at hand.
Yeah.
Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood.
Yeah.
And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds.
Yeah. I've done something about the fear of death. But I don't know why people are scared of dead people. Like they're dead. And I mean zombies? They're like super slow. Like, yeah, okay.
Hell and rot inside a corpse's shell.
Yeah, I wonder who came up with the idea for zombies. Like, obviously, they don't talk. There's been some discussions about the Agoris of India who can get dead bodies to walk. This is some occult stuff. Maybe that's what he was talking about at the start. I don't see what's occult about this, but you know. Anyway. So, for me, occult is just manipulation. Manipulation of a different dimension of life. Of life, really, of like life energies and that kind of thing. So, to me, that's occult. Like accessing a different dimension of life, which we normally consider as the spirit world, you know.
The foulest stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver.
I wonder if somebody has made a zombie life story. You know, with the all of that, but yeah.
For no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.
I mean, if he had brought some of his Billie Jean moves and all that, yeah, smooth criminal moves, whatever. Shit. Another part of conditioning is what people see as disgusting. Like, some people find blood disgusting or regurgitated food as disgusting. You know, they're not able to stomach it, you know, keep it down. So, this is scary for some people, dead bodies, especially if it's a carcass. You know, one thing is the smell. The smell is obviously very rancid. But just vision, looking at something, it looks pretty interesting to me. Man, that camera action there was pretty wild, like just zooming out. Let me play that again. Oh, whatever they did there. Yeah. This is that. Yeah, yeah. Huh. That's like the swimming. Huh? What is that? Butterfly? Oh, breaststroke or whatever? Yeah. Shit. The choreography is always crazy. And this dancing, I wasn't alive at that point, but I've seen some remnants of it. Like people from that generation, they all know the dance. Even the younger generations, they know the dance. Yeah, I've never really gotten into it, so I'm not gonna pretend. Hey, yeah, twist that. Wait, oh, I mean, tell me that's not sexy for real. I know it's like zombies, but yeah.
And no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's
Yeah, it's Thriller for real.
You're fighting for your life inside up together.
So when your life is on the line, that's when people find their thrill. And I've talked about this before. So it's more of the imagination. A lot to do with imagination, but also to do with, you know, just that sense of mortality. So people, obviously, they say zombies cannot die, whatever, whatever. Oh, they want to be immortal. But there is no excitement if you know you cannot die. Then the thrill of life is gone. Yeah. So I don't understand why. I can't do it. God damn. Yeah. Yes. I don't know how he comes up with the ad-lib. Just some energy, man. Oh. Yeah. Man, I should stop crying. Making a fool of myself out here. Yeah. Woohoo! Yeah. Man, that's the invasion right there. It looks like, you know. Always gotta be, you know, the old house, fogginess. I talked about this in my video about thoughts of death on a foggy morning or foggy setting. Even the smoke. Yes, the effects. And who came up with this idea? It's wild. Yes, the influence that is head on culture. So people have had nightmares about zombies. I mean, even the idea that zombies are organized enough to have a leader.
What's the problem?
Yeah, the imagination is something. You know, dreams, imagination. Yeah. Hey, what's so scary about, you know, tiger eyes, contact lenses? Yeah, what a production for real, man. Yeah. Oi. Fighting for your life in a thriller. The fighting for life itself is a thrill. But life is a thrill without fighting for your life. You know, whether you fight for it or not, life is a thrill. If you're just really into life, it's a thrill. If you're completely available to life, you never know what's gonna happen. Any moment something can happen. And I talked this about this in my adventure video and the song. So this is the sense of thrill, the sense of adventure. Is that life is an adventure.
That's right.
It's a thriller.
So let me hold you tight and share up together.
If you live in your own head, then something like pretty out there has to happen for you to feel like it's a thrill.
Cause this is feeling nice. Girl, I can feel you more than any goes through that dead try. So let me hold you tight and share up together.
Oh! Shit. Yeah. 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 In a lot of cultures, like I talked about the Agori before in this video. But in that culture, people go to the grave, or even in Tantra or yoga, it's recommended that if you're on the spiritual path, you should go to the graveyard and spend some time there. Because getting in touch with that sense of death, it brings more aliveness in you. So when when you become more aware of your mortality, you don't take it for granted. Then you do mostly what needs to be done, what means something to you. Because even if you live for thousands of years, it's a short life. There's so much to life that, you know, anyway, whatever you do, anyway, life is going. So, what does it mean to you? What means something to you? People are always looking for motivation, inspiration, but never getting anywhere. All right. Cool, cool. Yeah. Yeah. God damn. All right. Now Billie Jean. Wait. Okay. I feel like I've talked enough about Thriller. Hey. Oh. Man. Yeah. 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 Michael Jackson always loved the idea of living on the edge or living dangerously. So, Dangerous was one of the songs I was going to react to, but, it's kind of covered in different ways, and it wasn't that much of a cultural impact, in my perspective.
She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one who would dance on the floor and around. She said, I am
I am the one.
who would dance on the floor and
Yeah.
around.
Shit.
She told me her name was Billie Jean as she crossed the scene. Then heavy hair turned with eyes that dreamed of being the one
Yeah.
who would dance on the
Yeah.
floor and around.
Yeah.
People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around
That's
breaking.
such a thing, that when I walk, I used to try and step in a different kind of square on the pavement every time. You know, I don't know if that's influenced by this or if it's just a mind thing where, you know, there's just that urge. I mean, just to live out, to do something like it's exciting. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. So Michael Jackson has this image of a good boy, a church boy, let me say. In my, you know, conditioning, in my exposure, my impressions, the good boy image. So, he always wanted to be seen as a good person. All right. So he wanted to be loved. So Mama always told me, Mama's, yeah. So listen to Mama.
She just a girl that I am the one, but the kid is not my son.
Yeah.
She says I am the one.
Yeah, I am the one, but it's not my son. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very ambiguous kind of song. Like, I still don't know what that means, but the denial. And the thing is, there's a lot of culture around absent fathers, or a lot of conditioning or stereotypes about absent fathers, and it's such a stigma in society, let me say. But it's also the idea of being a father. Hey, Michael Jackson's father, you know, like the push for him to kind of be more committed to that. Michael Jackson's father, Joe, to be more into it, pushing that for fame. You can talk about his treatment of Michael Jackson as a kid, and how that impacted Michael Jackson's adulthood. But it's a lack of responsibility for me, I always feel, where people choose to blame their parents, to not take responsibility for their way of being. Like, you're an adult, you're responsible for yourself, including your emotions or your experience of life. Nothing should hold you back from exploring your potential as a human being. As an artist, definitely explore this potential. As a human being, yeah, uh, let me not make a commentary on him, but you know,
The kid is not my son.
I'll say he's very naive. Like in my discussion, my monologue, I talked about it. He comes across as being very naive about life, and it is such an innocence in a way, but it's also an ignorance. It can be considered as childishness, and I talked about that.
For 40 days and for 40 nights, I was on the side. But who
But it plays into a lot of people's ideas or dreams. You know, they always have a lot of nostalgia about the childhood. So he plays a lot into that. Even the Peter Pan thing, the Never Neverland or Neverland. So the Giving Tree, all of that. So he always wanted to live out in a way of youth or innocence.
can stand when he's in demand? Her schemes and plans. Go and dance,
Uh-huh.
blow,
Uh-huh.
get around. So take my strong advice. Just remember to always think twice.
Yeah. Don't think twice.
She told my baby we danced to three. She looked at me
Uh-huh.
Go dance.
Shit. Eyes like mine. Does that mean you're the daddy? Well, unless, Michael Jackson having, I think he has 2 kids, from what I know, Paris and, yeah, Prince. Not sure if there's another one, but anyway, people talk about, is it his kids? Is it not his kids? Do they have his eyes?
Lord, in the round, baby.
Yeah.
People always told me, be careful
Careful
what
what
you
you
do.
want.
Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts.
Yeah.
But she came and stood right by me. Just a smell of sweet perfume.
Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. The idea of romance, the conditioning of romance is that expectations. See, the only way somebody can break your heart is that you put expectations on them to make you feel good or to do something for you. So, if you don't put your expectations on somebody, they can't break your heart. And this is the idea of exploring your potential as a human being, the human possibility. If you explore the human possibility, nobody can break your heart. Billie Jean. Yeah. And that's a funny thing because it's not even your heart. The thoughts are in your mind. It's the expectation. So what you expect is in your mind. There's no really breaking. It's just you have, identified with the expectations. And then if it doesn't happen, the thought comes in, you know, there's a disappointment, and then the feeling comes after. All right. Then you spiral. You spiral into all these other thoughts, and the feeling becomes deeper and deeper and whatever. I am the one. It's the the beat is nice, man. Yeah. And the moves. Obviously the moves. Shit. Wait. Yeah, live performances of this song for me are the wildest. And I'm going to talk about the 30th anniversary performance when I do the Rock My World video. But yeah, the performance of this was just, man, hysteria. Like when he performs. Like, I'm really surprised Hollywood musicals didn't become like this. Good one. Yeah. Yeah. Man, back in those days, to do these kinds of effects would have taken so long. Yeah. And Michael Jackson's pets are pretty known, Alright. Ooh. Yeah. Billie Jean. Not my lover. Alright. Now, Man in the Mirror. Let's have a look. The man in the mirror. Like the good thing about the mirror is like it shows you as you are. You know, it doesn't remember how you look like before. It is very honest. It doesn't have a memory. Uh, the what people mostly suffer is their memory. The very idea of how they used to look like. It just shows you as you are. That's why it's so trustworthy. But if you want to lie to yourself, memory is the way to go. You know, you don't want to accept things as they are. So you imagine things. You look at, you fantasize about, or you reminisce about how your childhood was or how you used to be, or what you want life to be. This is the only suffering. Anyway, let's look at it. The poor African kids. Malnutrition. You know, it's like, I'm not laughing at the African kids because I'm African and I come from that. You know, I understand. But I'm laughing at the use of African kids, malnourished African kids, you know, for clicks and attention and money and whatever. We know the story of people who have exploited images of malnourished, mostly African kids, for that benefit. I don't know if this was kind of a motivation towards that. Don't know. Whereas, like, people after watching this, they thought of the idea to use like World Vision and all that, how they use those images to inspire feelings of guilt or whatever in people, you know, so that they can feel moved to do something, you know? Tragedy. People always wait for tragedy or like only moved when something becomes tragic, when something tragic happens. Pray for whatever, pray for this and that, you know? That my thoughts and prayers and yeah. All right.
Gonna make a
Change
change for once in my
life.
It's gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right.
Yeah. The idea of making it right. Martin Luther, eh? Yeah. It was very inspiring guy and definitely moved a lot of people. And one of the biggest things is that he moved people with awareness. He brought awareness to people. Of course, there was activism. And the thing with activism is, you know, it's an attack. And people get defensive. You know, the best way is to give people a solution and show them how to work that towards that, how to make it happen. But, you know, the way he did it also, he inspired a lot of change, you know? So, change.
As I turned up the collar on my favorite winter coat,
Yeah.
the wind is blowing my mind.
I think that was
See the
Mandela.
kids in the street, but not enough
Pictures
to
of Mandela.
read. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need?
Yeah.
A son's disregard, a broken bottle top,
Yeah.
and one
That's the thing is that we idolize billionaires so much, or rich people. We aspire to be rich. And then once we get rich, or like once people become rich, like Bill Gates and whatever, they want to give back. You know, they feel guilty. So they want, but the idea is like, why would you, like, firstly, make all that money and then want to give it away? Why would you want to hoard so much money? Even Elon Musk and that, you know, and then feel like you're doing something for people. This is not me talking about Michael Jackson, but it's like, just the culture of wanting to be a billionaire, you know?
And so they follow each other, all
Yeah.
knowing you know.
Desmond Tutu.
Cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know.
Yeah.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways.
Yeah.
And no message could have been any.
So, yeah, Ku Klux Klan, Hitler, is a limited identity. And that's the thing. Even Hitler thought he was doing the right thing. When Michael Jackson says, "Gotta make it right," Hitler thought what he was doing was making it right. He believed in it that much, but the only problem is for his people, because of his limited identity as a German, he was trying to, you know, make life right for German people in his own way. And a lot of wars have been fought because of good people trying to do what is right. Even activism is like this to some degree. There is ways to address things where you are not like you're not stopping other people's success, or you're not trying to disrupt other people's work. So Ku Klux Klan is a racial identity. Hitler was also a sort of racial identity. There is that discrimination or prejudice which comes from a limited identity, whether it's a personal identity or a family identity or a tribe identity or education identity or caste systems, whereas wealth or what you do, there is a lot of discrimination or prejudice. All of us are prejudiced in a way because of the limited identity. So the best way is to have a cosmic identity where you identify with life or whatever you feel like is the biggest, in your experience, in your mind. So if you identify as an earthling, then you are the one with everyone on earth or every life. You take care of life on earth. Then there is no chance of you being against another group of people or someone else for that matter. It's a more inclusive approach to life. People like Alexander the Great are also there, very idolized as being great. But it's idiotic to think that by conquering the world, even somebody like Genghis Khan, by conquering the world, you feel, more fulfilled. You want to make your presence bigger by conquering. But the more you conquer, the more empty you become. This is the way of life. The more you accumulate, whatever it is, the more knowledge you accumulate, the more money you accumulate, the more you accumulate, the more empty you are. But if you go into your own nature, the presence is more inherent, where you don't need anything to be fulfilled. You are the whole. You're life. You're everything. So, in that direction, meditation is the way.
Clever. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make a change.
Yeah. Change starts with you. But there's something which is more than change. It's transformation. What people called as being born again or repentance is to go into yourself, into your own nature. So being born again as life, not as a mental, personality or character. Changing your character, yeah, it's good for impressions in society, and it's very convenient for life, But if you have to know life, or you have to be, if you want your humanity to come out, transformation is needed. This can only happen when you go beyond the mind, because the mind is identification. It wants to survive better, so it's always comparing. You know, in comparing, there's division. The mind cannot be inclusive. The idea, it's there, okay, but
Na, 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 na.
yeah,
I've been a victim of a
yeah.
selfish kind of love.
Making love. Can you really make love? How do you? It's okay. It's a nice sentiment, but love is a feeling. It's something you are. You can be loving. If we all become loving, then there is no division. I talked about it in the Michael Jackson and sexualization video.
It's time that I realize there was love with no home. Not a nickel to love. Could it be really me?
But yes, love, not war. Inclusiveness, not division.
Pretending that they're not alone. Oh, well, oh, deeply scarred. Somebody's broken heart and a washed out dream.
Yeah.
They follow the pattern of the wind to
Yeah.
see.
This is one of the simplest editing in most of his movies.
That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting
Yeah.
with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his
His ways.
and no message could have been any clearer. If you wanna make the world a better place,
Nice.
take a look at yourself, then make a change. I'm
Start
starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you wanna
Yeah, there's no way to fix the world from outside. It has to come from within. Like the world is just individuals. So if we change individuals, then the world changes. And this is the idea behind Conscious Planet Movement. If you don't know about it, check it out.
make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make that change. Starting with the
Man in the mirror, change his ways. Yeah, that's the thing. Like religion has tried to change people by changing their actions, their ways, their character. But it's just an act. It's a pretending. You know, if you deep down you're not loving, then you need commandments. Then you need values and principles and rules. But if you're loving within yourself, it's not needed.
If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make the change. You gotta get it right while you got the time. Now you close your heart, then you close
Yeah. Yeah. Gandhi. Yeah, there's a story before he went to India and in South Africa, what he did, condemned a lot of black people, you know. He was a lawyer over there. So in India also, somebody like Osho was very much against Gandhi because it was that change, trying to change people, you know. It's like the pretend thing, like suppression, kind of like you suppress like your whatever, what you are, you know, is a pretend. Like Gandhi is known to have been like into fasting and charity and things like this. And his people, in that sense, they had a lot of misplaced compassion. Where even like if you look at like education, how it's come to a lot of places, or religion, is a misplaced compassion where you feel like people need to be saved. But you go there and it kind of removes the humanity in people, you know. Before Europeans went to a lot of places, there was a lot of connection with the land and there was a lot of authenticity in people, you know. But, you know, since then, religion has come and, tried to save people, and we have seen what has happened. People have become a lot more divided, you know, in the name of beliefs, whatever you believe or whatever your ideology. Yes, Mother Teresa also. Yeah. Osho talks about it. If you want to know, you can look at that. But essentially, she was only wanted to save people or kids and then convert them into her religion, which is Catholicism. So there is that aspect of trying to decide people's lives for them because you feel like it's better for them, trying to save people, by making them act a certain way, giving them commandments and whatever. So take that as you will. Yeah. Also went as far as writing a letter to Mother Teresa, and then she wrote a letter back to him, and yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Make a change from one. Yeah. I mean, there was also the We Are the World song trying. It was good. Tried to bring attention to what was going on in Africa, But this idea of savior, the white savior, I think it's called, or whatever. Just live yourself, you got to stop it yourself, I gotta make that change today. You got to start with yourself, brother. Yeah. I remember Live Aid. I'm not against Live Aid. That movement was good, And Chernobyl was a disaster, definitely, And it's more of a consciousness thing where attention, awareness is needed. change.
Make that change.
Change is good.
Women, you don't.
Changing is good in terms of society and our environment, but in terms of ourselves, transformation. Uh, the way you make me feel. All right.
Have that kind of knowledge. You understand? Look
Yeah.
at look. Ooh.
Yeah. The objectification is like very clear how what used to be sexy back in the day, you know?
Man, now that is a fox. You can do that with the others. You can do that. Look at Joe. What is Junior? I thought I told him to go home. What is he doing?
How you gonna tell a grown man to go home? Like for real though.
Gonna pass him up. Back up. What did you?
Huh?
Junior.
Hey! She. Yeah, man. Well, where is the line? Where is the line for sexual harassment? You know? You know, there's always a story. It's like harassment if you don't want it. If you want it. But then how do people know what you want? And this is the society is coming like that. Where I talked about when being offended. Being offended is like a feeling. How do you police or how do you make a law on people's feelings? How can you decide what somebody should feel? It's inside them. How can you police their feelings? Like, I'm very against uh, the law, emotions being brought into law or being used in law. Like, emotions is not something which should have a law for. Because where is the limit for that? Somebody can decide to be offended by everything. Somebody can decide to be anxious about anything. So somebody's fears, how does that become a law? You know, as I said in my video, I'm against abuse, but physical, you know, there is a physical, you know, but unwanted. Okay, obviously, we have to recognize that this is how society is. Mental, mental. You know, we encourage people to hold things in. Yeah, yeah. The intensity. Yeah, and a lot of this.
You knock me off of my feet
See,
now, baby.
the best way to bring sexual tension is through intensity. You know, there's the pause, the long pause, and then the energy. You know, and I don't know, feels like obviously it's acting, but the energy is hard to act. Yeah. Ah, yeah, man. I was going to talk about the moonwalk before the moonwalk when I was talking about Billie Jean because that was huge, for real, huge. But we have to go back to where it started. I think his name is Frankie Macheso or something from Zambia. He did like amazing moonwalk way back in the 60s or 50s or something. Man, it's crazy that it was recorded, you know? So that's something we have to look at. A kind of appropriation is there, but it's still about The energy is a different energy, expression. Hey, yeah, uh huh.
Hey, pretty baby with the
High
high heels
heels
on.
on.
You give me fever like a man will never know. You're just a product of my loveliness. I like the move of your walk, your talk, your dress. I feel your fever all around. I'll pick you up in my car and we'll paint the sun. Just kiss me, baby, and tell me twice.
Yeah, and that's the thing that attraction has become a lot about objectification, about how a person looks. You know, so you're attracted to a person because of the looks. So it's a sexual thing, whereas the conditioning is that strong that it's become acceptable that what we call love is just physical attraction because of what somebody is wearing, how somebody is dressed, or how somebody looks, and what's our ideal, what how a woman should look or how somebody should look that we are attracted to. My type. What is my type? You know, there has been a lot of conditioning in this sense.
You're the one for me. The way you make me feel.
You make me feel,
You really turn me on.
you really turn me on.
You knock me off of my feet.
Say, being turned on. It's like, I'm turned on. That's how you make me feel. It's like in a physical sense, in a sexual sense, in a mental sense, because you're associating your thoughts with your feelings. I mean, they're connected anyway, but you are letting somebody decide how you feel because you have expectations, you know, and then you're putting that on the other person. So if they don't like you, the disappointment, the rejection is like very strong. And people put so much significance on this that if it doesn't go their way, they're ready to kill themselves. Like there is nothing to live for. Yeah. 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 The crotch grab and the thrust, became pretty iconic, so yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. We idolize these kinds of expression, but at the same time, we feel guilty or we want to judge people for doing this around us when we are conditioned in the same way. We suppress it, and then when people express it, we are offended. Oh, we feel disgusted. You know, like if somebody grabs the crotch and on the street, you'll be like, "What the hell?" You know. Or in the club, it's like it'll probably be sexual harassment if you don't want it. you know, it's all about if you're attracted to them or not, I guess. I mean, that also makes a difference a lot because girls, I mean, it's more acceptable for girls to do it to guys because guys, how we are, how we are, the conditioning, So, like a woman can do that to you, and it's like sexy or whatever. But a man does that to a woman, there's that division. Yeah. Feel the way you make me feel. Yeah. Knock me off my feet, sweep me off my feet. That stuff, just the way somebody looks, not because how they are, how they look, is another thing where it's how they are. What people look for is mostly power, or let me say, women. And men also look for power in terms of looks because they treat a woman according to her looks. This is the way society has become. I don't know, maybe it's always been like that. Yeah. Definitely with romanticism, romance novels of the 1800s and, Hollywood and that is become more highlighted or more emphasized, where looks have become more of a thing now. Back in the day, it used to be there, I'm sure, but now it's just on a different level because of the idolization and attention, where you can have like Selena Gomez is one of the most followed people. I don't know, it's because of her talent. Kim Kardashian is there as well. You know, we know the story of that, and yeah, this has become. I'm not saying it's wrong, but definitely says a lot about our conditioning. You know, that car it's like they've been dancing on it so much, it's kind of caved in a fair bit, She. Everybody's just standing around looking. Like, obviously, the movie, music set. Imagine if you did this in real life. Oh. Yeah. I mean, nowadays, if you did it, probably people would be like, all right, that's harassment, bruh. Move away. Yeah. Yeah, yep. Yeah. How
you doing, man?
Yeah. You can even see the sound effects. Like, it's obviously not the click of his fingers. You can see a bit of, like, feedback. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, it's like a slap. Hey. Oi. Uh-huh. Yeah. Not sexual at all. Yeah. I mean, nah. Yeah. Oh! Yeah, yeah. All that smoke brings a lot of intensity, you know? Yeah. The production is crazy. Yeah, yeah. I think it's water. Fire. It's a fire hydrant, eh? What's she gonna do? She. I mean, yeah. Cool. Yeah. The smooth criminal. Hey. Yeah. Uh huh. That breathing though. Hey. She. I mean, criminals. Criminality. In a way, what makes a criminal is that they are not patient enough to wait for something. They want to get it as soon as possible. They have an urgency. So, they take it. Or they break the law. Or they do whatever. We are all criminals in a way, if you have to look at it in the down to the word of law. If they really investigate any one of us, or follow us, or rewind our lives, so many crimes. But if you're smooth, are you really a criminal? It's like you're only a criminal if you get caught, right? I mean, okay. Okay. I know they're saying Annie, but I always used to think honey. And honey sounds better. Honey, are you okay? Are you okay? You okay? Are you okay? You okay? So I never got this. It's like, is he the smooth criminal? And did he hit her? Or did he do a crime to her? Anyway. That spin is obviously very smooth. Okay. Just criminal. Yeah. The Godfather gangs. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the savior mentality again, like J. Cole say, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Are you okay? Like, always, I've done a video about, am I okay? People always want to worry about you. They want to be concerned. But for me, I always feel like that's their business. If somebody wants to worry, if somebody wants to be concerned, it's their choice. They can be concerned. But it doesn't make any difference whether you're concerned or worried. All that makes a difference is that what are you doing? What are you going to do for it? You know, yeah. So you can consider other people. Consideration is okay. But concern means you're feeling bad. So you want to feel bad for what someone else is going through or for what is happening. How does that help? Well, it's better like if you're in a good mood, if you're feeling good, keep yourself in a good way. Then it's what you do will be a lot more significant, you know, because if someone is drowning and you go in the water and drown with them, like because they're sad, he also wants to be sad. Who is it helping? Making them more sad. But at least if you're happy, you can pull them out of the water, you know? You can stay out of the water and give them a hand up, you know, try and make them happy or like bring some light in their life. So this, are you okay? Are you okay, honey? It's like nobody, you know, and it's like people use this in relationships. They want to, you want you to feel sorry for them. People want you to feel sorry for them. But how does it help if I feel sorry for you? Like comfort is not a solution. Just because I comfort you, does not make your issue go away. The issue go away. What is needed is solution. You know? Are you okay? Yeah. Man. Godfather shit. If you watch the Godfather, you know. Oh. Ooh. Criminal. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. We'll never know how he comes up with his ad-libs, And sonically, Michael Jackson is one of the greatest. Obviously, there's Quincy Jones also involved. Yeah. But there's sometimes he just knows, like he doesn't need to say anything. He doesn't even need an ad-lib, Oh. Yeah. Ooh. Hey. Wow. I mean, yeah. Yeah, provocation is one of those things. It's just people are so quick to violence. People always feel like they need to dominate others, and that's the way to show power. The idea of being alpha is that you have to dominate, you know? So that works in the animal kingdom. But love, love is not a domination. Love is a nurturing, taking care of something, mothering something. It's love. When you are loving, you nurture. So if something happens, you take care of Like if you need to take care of people, you take care of them. Like if there's like somebody tries to attack your family or something, you do what you need to do. The capability is there. But there's no need to impress. Yeah. All right. Right, man.
Michael, eles
Uh-huh.
não ligam pra gente.
They don't care about us. Yeah. I mean, you know. Yeah. Oi.
Michael!
Uh-huh.
Michael! Eles não ligam pra gente!
Yeah. People like French Montana and Sway Lee have made this their thing nowadays, you know. You know. And even sounds nearly the same. It's like obviously Michael Jackson has inspired so many people. Uh-huh. They don't really care about us. Yeah. So one way to look at this is he's fighting against police brutality and mostly against African Americans, black people in the U.S. You know, so this came to a head around the COVID times with you know, the BLM movement, but also it's a statement for him because it was around that time with the allegations, you know, and the media attacks and things like that. So maybe there was a feeling that if he was white, yes, I know he does look white, but if he was white, they would not have treated him the way they did. So there is that level as well. And it's a reality. People's minds are like that. We can pretend, and a lot of people pretend not to be prejudiced. But if it came down to it, if you identify as something, you will choose whatever you identify as over the other. Like if a fight broke out between Muslims and Christians and you identify as a Christian, you will, you know, be in that, you know, like you will choose that side. And it's the same, like if you identify as black or white, if a situation comes to it and you had to choose, if your mind is like that, then you will choose your side, whatever that side is. And a lot of police brutality, for me, I look at it as a lack of exposure. People have a lot of stereotypes or conditioning about what or how black people are, you know, their assumptions about black people, or not, let me not say assumptions, but the portrayal of black people. I've seen this even in pornography. Is always the black guy is wants to dominate or dominates the white woman, you know, big dick, and you know, that violent kind of expression, violent sex, forcefulness. And it happens also in movies and music is there, you know? And there is truth to that, where because of oppression or like that conditioning, black people also see themselves that way, where they see themselves as gangster or whatever, real nigger. So That is there. There's also the victim mentality. When you act like a victim, you get treated like a victim. It means that you want to be saved. You want people to feel sorry for you. You want permission, in a way. This is called the colonial mentality, or, you know, slave mentality, or an inferiority complex.
Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Pursue me, everybody do me. Kick me, cut me, don't you
Uh-huh.
think I write me? All I wanna say is that
They don't really care about, man. These guys, they were so excited. I think this was done in Brazil.
tell me what has become of my life.
Yeah.
Have a wife and 2 children who love me. I am the victim of police
Lazy.
brutality.
Yeah. I don't know if Michael Jackson is, but obviously he's talking about black people as a black person. Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah. Yeah. And also, obviously, there's a song Black and White. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, you know? So there's that message where it's about unity, but it's like, for me, I look at it as like inclusiveness, where what makes us so rich is our diversity. Because of diversity, we have different foods like Indian food, Mexican food, pasta and all that. So our life is richer because of that. And it makes it colorful also, as this video is. But we focus more on our differences as a negative. We focus more in terms of survival. You want to survive better than the other group, which brings like that identification with the mind brings prejudice. Yeah, yeah. And that's what I was gonna say before. If police, like in the US, if white police people spend more time around, like they grew up around black neighborhoods, then there will be more understanding in those situations. And also the training. In Europe, I think police train for like 3 years or something in some countries. And in the US is like a 6 month training or 9 month training or some. It's not enough time to bring those sensitivities. And also part of the training should be more meditation, more understanding of themselves. Then they don't need to react, because if you are conditioned, the reaction is there. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. If Roosevelt was living, like, I mean, when he was living, we know how it was. So let's not pretend like African Americans who went to the war, we know how they were treated after they came back. They don't really care about us. They don't really care about us. That guy just standing there like, bruh, I'm not impressed, Or maybe he is impressed, Hey! Oh, shit. Yeah, this is how much people love Michael Jackson, you know? He was like a god to people. He was a god. Yeah. And there are people who ridiculed him for his change, you know, like how he changed his face and all of that. But he was also very accepted because of who he was. Like, that was more accepted. Was living. They don't really care about us. They don't really care about us. Man, can you imagine what it takes to choreograph all this? God damn. Whoever organized this is shit. I mean, the restraint is also, you know? Yeah. Yeah. This is the love that Michael Jackson had for kids. You know, the stories of, like, you know, having a kids choir coming in to sing instead of a church choir, you know? But yeah, so for me, the answer to discrimination is less identification with the mind, like exploring something beyond the mind and the body. You know, because of our identity with the body and what we think of ourselves, what we think is us, being rich, being educated, being black, you know, being a woman, being whatever, is why there's so much discrimination. So for this, conscious movement is needed, or spirituality, let me say. Spirit is like the experience of something beyond the physical. Mind is physical. It's memory. Memory can be measured, you know, like soft, you know, a RAM. RAM, you know, is memory, or how many gigabytes. Or how mind can be measured. It's just information. It's an accumulation. Any accumulation is physical. Yeah. All right, all right, all right. Man, yeah, you rock my world, you know? So, this song is my favorite Michael Jackson song. It's just because of my experience with it in terms of the energy. You know, you can have your favorites, that's, yeah. But this performance, the 30th anniversary celebration, I used to have on VHS when I was in high school. And I watched it so many times, you know, so many times. So I could have used the video, which has Chris Tucker in it and all of that. Jamal! Yeah, but this is what I wanted to do as my sort of homage to MJ, you know. All right. God damn. Just, yeah, yeah. Oh man, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I'm a 90s baby, man. The 90s was my jam, you know? I mean, 2000s obviously, when my life never be the same. It changed the way I want, will not explain. This for you, it's true. Tell me all you need. So yeah, I have to talk about it. You came and my life changed, and I get that. But how you are should never depend on someone else. This is the worst kind of slavery, that what happens within you is decided by somebody else. It's like if somebody, slavery is like when somebody can tell you what to do. If somebody tells you how to feel, what to feel, how to be, or somebody decides how you are, how you feel, this is a slavery. It is the worst kind of slavery because, you know, it's inside you. And it's like, fulfill my dreams, my expectations. Dreams are expectations. It's just an illusion. You make up something in your mind and you want it to happen. So you want somebody to fulfill those expectations that you have made up in your mind. This is the approach that people have to relationships nowadays. You know, but search for the perfect girl of my life. You know, people talk about soulmates. Like body needs a mate. The mind, maybe, because of the impressions you have collected, you might feel like there's a perfect person out there for you. But nobody can ever live up to your expectations. Nobody, ever. And the soul definitely doesn't need a mate. But it feels alright. It feels alright. But it never lasts. If you think someone is perfect, they will change. And they will change. And if you're not ready to change with them, we know what happens. Frustration and all of that. Anyway. Ooh, feels so right. Fine, perfect love. You know you think that come back. Ah, that's a good sentiment. Everything gotta give. You know, but you really don't have anything. The only thing you can give in this world is yourself. Nothing really belongs to you, you know? You came with nothing, you live with nothing. And time, love will bring. Love doesn't bring. Love is fulfilled unto itself. When you're loving, there's no need. If you feel like you need to get something to feel love, that is the conditioning. Because love is a completeness, is an inclusiveness. So if you're loving, you have no expectations of anything. And this is the lie when people say unconditional love. Love itself is unconditional. If there is conditions, then it's not love. You know? Because it's how you feel. How you feel should not be conditional. It's within you. If you pay attention, you can choose how to be. This is the spiritual journey that you decide. You take everything into your hands. You are a response, a conscious response to life. You do not leave anything up to chance. You're completely conscious. You by choice. How you are is by choice, completely. This is the meaning of consciousness. Conscious. You know, we are conscious beings. It's complete. Yeah, complete happiness, complete sanity. Anyway, happiness is always complete. You cannot measure a feeling, you know? It's so sanity is another thing. All right.
Girl, you know it seems life is so complete. Love is true. Loving you, doing what you do.
Yeah, because you do what you do, the love is true. Life is complete. But life is complete even if not you do nothing. Life has always been complete. It doesn't need anything to be complete. It's just your experience of it. If you're more available to your experience of life, then it's complete. This is the idea of realization or enlightenment, that everything, your whole experience, the experience of life, the whole experience of life is in your awareness. You're aware of your whole experience. Then, you know, you experience your breath, you experience the air around you, everything consciously. That's all my life. Yeah, the very idea of searching brings unhappiness. And, that's where the excitement comes from. When something kind of meets your expectations. Uh, man, I used to love this part. Like, dun, dun, dun. Yeah, man, gotta replay this. All right. Ah, well, the kid. Back, come back. You did. I gotta give. You to come back. Well, you know you did. I gotta give. Think back. You to come back. Well, you know you did. Wow. You to come back. And I'm not. And girl, always have to have you here. Oh, you know you did. I'm gonna give you to come back. Yeah. Oh yeah. You to come back. Yeah. This guy really changed music, man. Just the energy, the intensity, the ad-libs, the dancing, man. We gotta talk about the dancing, yeah. And talking about and dancing, Asha, Asha. I got so excited, man. Asha, like seriously, the biggest inspiration for Asha is Michael Jackson, and you can see that man. Just look at that, so smooth, like just the way he pushes away. Like man, just looks so effortless. That's the whole thing, is that the more effort you put into something, the more it looks effortless. You know? Oh, yeah. Prince Tucker. Uh-huh. Oh, man. Hey. And that's what Michael Jackson said, like, it's mostly because, like, he kicks with his left foot instead of his right foot, so it's so funny. Man. But That's it.
I love you. Good night.
You know, taking a while, and I'm glad I did it this way, where there's no pressure. You know, to kind of get this over and done with. You know, so yeah, it's been very enjoyable, and I think I've said a fair bit, so I will leave it there. Take it how you will. I am that I am.